Hello students, and welcome to the continuing series of videos on linear approximations. And in this video we will try to estimate the value of sine of 2 pi over 9, and we'll try to do this without the use of a calculator. And of course then we're going to answer the second part, which is the actual value greater than or less than our estimate? And hopefully you've attempted this problem already on your own as a good brain exercise for yourselves. But if you want to compare your answers to mine, let's proceed. So first, we are going to use a known value near 2 pi over 9. Okay, and I'm going to pick, you could pick whatever number you'd like, but we want that number to be as close to 2 pi over 9 as possible, and we want to be able to accurately evaluate that number. So we're going to pick 2 pi over 8, which is pi over 4. Okay, and again, why? Well, because sine of pi over 4, we know the answer for it is known. It's root 2 over 2. So we know that the sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. So that's why we're going to pick pi over 4 as our point to make an estimate for 2 pi over 9. Next, let's take a look at the function f of x equals sine of x. Okay, it's going to look roughly like this. And we care about mostly at pi over 4 what this is going to be. And we're going to use the linear approximation of this. Okay, so there is the tangent line at pi over 4. Let me label some stuff here. This is f of x equals sine of x. Okay. And we know that 2 pi over 9 is actually a little bit smaller than 2 pi over 8. So maybe it's like right here. Okay, so 2 pi over 9 is maybe somewhere back here. And this point on the graph of sine of x, is very close to the point on the tangent line. So we want to find the equation of the tangent line at pi over 4 and use that to estimate the value of 2 pi over 9. So we're going to say this tangent line here is y equals mx plus b. Okay, and remember that m is equal to f prime at pi over 4. So now just find the derivative of sine of x at pi over 4, and that'll give us the slope. And then the point that we have is pi over 4 root 2 over 2. So if we find the slope, if we have our point, then we can pretty easily figure out what the equation of that line is. So let's do that. F of x is equal to sine of x. That means f prime of x is equal to cosine of x, which means that f prime of pi over 4 is equal to cosine of pi over 4, or the square root of 2 over 2. Okay, and now use point-slope form. Y minus root 2 over 2 is equal to the slope, root 2 over 2, times x minus the x value, pi over 4. So doing some simplifying, just bringing root 2 over 2 to the other side, I get that this is the equation of my tangent line. Okay. Now then we can use that tangent line to make our prediction, to make our estimation. So estimate. So let's estimate 2 pi over 9. Y is equal to root 2 over 2 times 2 pi over 9 minus pi over 4 plus root 2 over 2. Okay. So this comes out to, so all the calculations is done, and this is what we get, which is about 0.645. Okay. And then before we calculate the actual answer, I mean, we certainly could again, but let's think about a little bit about our estimate. Is this higher or lower than the actual answer? Well, having a picture of the graph helps a lot. if you look at this part right here, you can see that the sine function is concave down at this point. But just to be sure, let's verify. So f of x is equal to sine of x. F prime of x is equal to cosine of x. F double prime of x is equal to negative sine of x. That means f double prime at pi over 4 is equal to negative sine of pi over 4, which is negative root 2 over 2, which is a negative number. That's essentially all we really care about. So that means at x equals pi over 4, f of x is concave down, CCD, if you prefer. Okay. Therefore, the tangent line at pi over 4 is an overestimate. Okay, the tangent line at pi over 4 is an overestimate, because if you have a graph that's concave down, the tangent line is going to cut through like this. So so the tangent line is going to be over the actual curve. If it was concave up, then the tangent line cuts through like this. Okay. Yeah, so if you have something that's concave up, and the tangent line cuts through underneath like this, so the tangent line would be an underestimate. So there you have it, a solution to the question, or an estimate to the question, what is the sine of 2 pi over 9? So I'll end this video here, and we'll pick up the next one where we discuss, the general idea. We've talked about how to estimate values on the square root function, and we talked about how to estimate values on for the sine function, and maybe we should generalize this process so that we can do this for every single function.